Hey team, Luke here, fresh from a dental appointment, would you believe, and as it turns out I was quite enjoying my 6 monthly clean because it was an opportunity to stop and think for 10 or 15 minutes, which just goes to show how busy things are at the moment in the clean energy management sector. The upshot is there's plenty of stuff that I haven't got around to telling you all about, and there's one thing which is super important to put on your radar. Last week the EEC and A2EP released a bumper new report harnessing heat pumps for net zero, which for the first time models the opportunity of electrifying residential buildings, commercial buildings and industrial processes with this super efficient technology in terms of both emissions reduction and energy savings. So this report finds that if we were to really raise our ambition in the rollout of heat pumps in these three critical sectors, electrifying hot water and space heating in homes and commercial buildings, and electrifying low temperature process heat in manufacturers and food processors around the country, we could save in the order of 14,000 petajoules of energy between now and 2050, and huge emissions reduction in the order of 700 million tonnes. So opportunity is huge, but this report also acknowledges that there's some significant barriers to overcome in all those sectors. In residential, the technology is there. We do need minimum standards for heat pump hot water systems, but really it's about deployment, getting the policies, the frameworks in place, and making sure we've got skilled trades to actually install the heat pumps. In commercial buildings, again, technology is pretty mature, straightforward in the new build space, but for existing buildings there are challenges to overcome in terms of replacing traditional gas boilers with heat pumps. Those of you that have an interest in this space knows that size of heat pumps of an equivalent capacity to gas boilers is often pointed out as an issue, but we know from some of the work we've been doing with our friends in Europe and some of the case studies that we've collected for this report that there are options for overcoming those sorts of issues, particularly with distributed solutions, thermal performance upgrades and the like. And then in the industrial space, the really critical factor is less about space, it's more about process optimization and making sure you're taking advantage of the broad suite of energy productivity improvements to make it a cost-effective upgrade to go to a heat pump. So plenty for industry to do, plenty for government to do. In terms of the recommendations, you can break them down into two broad categories. In the resi space, it is really about those frameworks and those deployment policies, those skills, and working with key trades like plumbers and electricians to deploy this technology. In commercial buildings and the industrial space, it's about doing. It's about learning by doing, getting those pilot projects up. We think there's a big role here for ARENA in taking all the expertise they've learnt in the renewable space on the supply side and actually start pairing that with some strategic investments in demand-side decarbonisation through electrification with currently available technology. So that's about getting key sectors familiar with the technology, but it's also about building the skills base for engineers and consultants that are advising businesses right around the country. So there you have it. It's a piece of work that we're really proud of. There's a huge amount of effort from both the team at the EEC, Julianne Tice and Holly Taylor played a huge role in that on our side, and then over at A2EP, Jarrod Leak and Simon Ray. The inimitable Alan Pears played a key role, as did the equally inimitable Bruce Precious. It was a real team of superstars that have been working on this over the last couple of years, and all made possible with the support of our friends at the Department of Climate Change, Energy, Environment and Water, who have been, absolutely crucial partners on this project. So I commend it to you. Take a look. I'll chuck a link to the report with this post. It's really worth your time, and just underlines why we need to roll our sleeves up and get started putting the policies in place that will allow us to capitalise on the opportunity associated with this really crucial cornerstone of the decarbonisation journey. Cheers.